My first relationship was with my teacher. My first relationship was with my madam. I was in junior high school. She was my English madam. I'd never seen any human as beautiful as her. She would face the board and write notes on it for us to copy. I would look at the board and all I would see is her behind. I would stop writing. I would focus on her ass, her curves and how it would feel to be with a lady like her. She would turn to face the class and ask, "Have you finished writing the notes?" The whole class would chorus, "Yes, madam." I would be the only voice that says, "No, madam," because I'd spent most of the minutes watching madam's up-pointing arrow buttocks and curves. She never got angry at me. She accused me of being slow, but she gave me extra minutes to finish copying the notes, and that made me love her more. One afternoon I found myself in her room. She looked at me and said, "I know you want me. I see the way you look at me. I know what you want. You're just a boy, but I like the fire." She held the collar of my shirt, pulled me closer and kissed me. I didn't want to stop. It was a dream come true. We did it for several minutes. Even when she stopped to catch her breath, I pushed in for her lips, and it happened again and again and again. Before I left, I asked her, "So what are we? Am I what I think I am to you?" She laughed at me. She asked what I think I was, and I answered, "I'm your boyfriend, right?" She answered, "Of course, you are a boy, so being a boyfriend is in order." A relationship started between me and my madam, except that everything you read in paragraphs 3 and 4 wasn't real. It didn't happen in my reality. It happened in my dreams. They are things I daydreamed about and wished they could come true. I didn't know what was happening to me, but I started believing in my daydreams. I saw her as my girlfriend. I even confessed it to a friend that I was in love with madam. That was the greatest mistake I did. That friend told a friend, and the friend also told a friend, until one girl heard it and told the madam about it. I was called to the office. She was there alone, so immediately I saw her, I started licking my lips. Why did she call me when she knows she's the only one in the staff common room? Is my dream about to come true? She signaled me to sit next to her. My heart leapt out of my chest. I finally get to sit next to her? Wow! She asked about my age, and I told her, "I'm 13 years old." "And you're in love with your madam?" She asked me. "You didn't even keep it to yourself but went around telling your friends?" "I wanted to beat the hell out of you, but you just hit your teenage years, so it's normal. I understand it's an emotion you go through, but you need to manage it well before it destroys you. You can't go about falling in love with people who can birth you." She tapped my head small and asked me to go and sin no more.
I thought it would end there. In the evening, I saw her at my house asking to talk to my parents. I nearly collapsed. I started begging her, "Please, madam, I promised I won't feel that way again. Please don't tell them." She spoke to my dad. My dad was shocked. He screamed, "Her Otto. Is that true? You're telling your friends your madam is your girlfriend?" He threw his hand and my madam blocked it. She told my dad, "I'm telling you so you start molding him. He's a teenager, so this is the time you make him understand the changes he would go through as a boy experiencing his teen." Don't beat him. He may end up doing worse things behind you. My dad thanked her and she left. The first slap came from my mother. She screamed, "If the spirit of fornication has entered you, I'll cast it out today." What? The first slap came from my mother. She screamed, "If the spirit of fornication has entered you, I'll cast it out today." What kind of embarrassment is that? She was looking around for something to hit me. My dad threw his belt to her. By the time she caught the belt, I'd escaped from her grip. But a runaway child always comes back home, so I did, and my dad took it from where my mom left off. I was beaten like a thief. A few days later, everyone in our area knew I was in love with my madam. I lost interest in school and lost interest in life. I regretted having them as parents because they were the reason people pointed their hands at me and mocked me. My dad changed my school for me and told the teachers to be watchful of me because I fall in love easily. The change of environment did the trick. I started rebuilding my confidence and started doing away with if a girl sat next to me, I changed my seat. If I was paired with a girl, I begged to be paired with someone new. I didn't want to have anything to do with girls. I grew up and didn't know how to deal with women. Even those I fell in love with, I fell in love again when I went to tertiary, and again, I couldn't tell her. I stayed far away and daydreamed about her just like I did with my teacher. It was my classmate who later dated that girl. I hated that guy until I completed school. He didn't know what he did wrong, but I never told him. He stole my girl, a girl I never proposed to. I still remember that madam. I know her name but don't know where the wind of life blew her to. She meant it for good, but my parents blew it out of proportion. I still love he.